Ooh, okay, cool. Right, we're going to the terrace. That's probably this way, right? Assume that's the upper level. Ooh. What a lovely friend. No, it's like when you'd have in Skyhold in Inquisition. Very nice. I wasn't expecting pretty much the whole patch to take place in the dungeon. Making some good use of it though. It's a good job it's a pretty one, isn't it? Well, this area is pretty. So the clever one has been eaten, or hadn't been eaten. If no one wants it, then perhaps... Nah, mate. Golbez, of course I know of him. Only a fool without ears wouldn't. His arch-fiends lead armies to ravage and conquer. They devour those they deem useless. Those who can't fight. If you don't want to be eaten, then you had better flee, though soon there will be nowhere to run. Seems the arch-fiends keep only those who are fit to battle. Others must escape or be consumed. Alright. Run, buddy. Don't get consumed. If one who devoured her dies, perhaps the mistress will return. Then I may bask in her gaze again. I'm not helping, huh? Who? Golbez, you say? My mistress spoke of him. He commands the arch-fiends. They are very powerful and have conquered many domains. The mistress bade us defend the castle from them. Yes, she did. Well, just so happens we're going to be doing that, so maybe we should team up, you creepy bastard. Seems the arch-fiends have been attacking other domains. Their fearsome reputation precedes them. Maybe he's just trying to unite the 13th. You know, in his own stupid way. Oh, the tasty one returns to tempt me. I mustn't eat you. I mustn't eat you. I don't think you could if you wanted to, mate. Golbez. I know of him from those I've eaten. He has minions, and those minions have minions. No one ever sees him. With his army of minions, Golbez would seldom have need to act personally. It will not be easy to catch him. One stop us. Assume we're going back down. I wonder where that gatekeeper takes us. Ah, it's probably how we get back in here, maybe. If we teleport out. I know they said some water would bring us back or something. Yeah, I wonder if the near raid was intentionally practicing to see if they can do this, or if they were inspired by it. Like, well, we can do this, why not do it more? So, it's an interesting idea. Oh, you finished already? Or did we get carried away talking? There's no easy way to mark the passage of time in this world. Nor do I imagine such things concern the Void Scent. It would take considerable mental fortitude to still care after millennia in this endless night. True. Is there no end to their questions? They should have demanded more ether. No trouble on your end either. Good. I dare say Scarlamane's fate served as a sufficient warning. Let's hope that those elsewhere have the same sense. Indeed. Welcome back, Tai. Were you able to learn aught of value? Yeah, bits and bats. Nothing that's really going to help us find him, if that's what you're wanting. So, countless voids sent answer to the Archfiends, who in turn answer to Gobles, as your vision did suggest. Scarlemane's aggression is also consistent with the claims that the Archfiends conquer other domains. The question is, how do we reach Gobles if he surrounds himself with armies of minions? We could target his other Archfiends, or perhaps those who have fled his service. Either may yield useful information. That said, we can't do much while we're stuck on this isle. Yeah, let's find our way elsewhere. Zero, I would ask a favor of you. I am determined to save my sister, Asjaya. If there is even a faint possibility that Golbez has her, then I must find him. To that end, I want you to lend us your strength and knowledge. Will you accompany us on our quest? Forgotten the way of our world already. If you want help, offer payment. None here will aid you out of kindness for their hearts. Any who claim otherwise are liars and betrayers. Or is this less a request and more of a threat? If I refuse, will you force me to serve? We're not like Xenos. We would never, ever force you to serve. I'm not sure she'll believe that, though. You aren't forcing your avatar to serve against its will, that's true. Yours is an equitable covenant. Hey, they did mention it. Nice. That being the case, I can believe your words. You'd provide fair payment. Nice. Well, what do you offer? Very well, Zero. I propose you travel with us, and whenever you perform a deed that requires payment, we will provide it in ether. That's all you had to say. Everything else was superfluous. Alright. Fair point. Where to now? Either a place the Archfiends may strike next, or where refugees and deserters may seek sanctuary. I know the latter. I'll take you there. I assume you know how we can get off this isle. I was brought here in a mount. We can leave the same way. Now that you mention it, I did notice some flying creatures near the terraces. Given our numbers, we'll need a large one, but regardless of size, all can be won over with ether. Excellent. Let us go find our mount at once. Wait, we're going elsewhere? Nice. I genuinely thought we were going to be in here the whole time. Not good. Lord Galbez must eat of these, eh? Fucking floating so slow. Always so slow. Fucking God, give me legs, huh? I mean, Golbez knowing about us is probably not a terrible thing, right? Since we're trying to find him. It's a pretty easy way to approach him, because even if he doesn't come for us, his minions will. We can interrogate them. So I say that works in our favor. I keep forgetting I can just fucking mount him. Come, Raphaelos, this is not really the place for you, sir, but whatever. I'll be right. I'm thoroughly intrigued where we're going to next. Unless it's just the trial area. Maybe. Zero will best know how to handle the creatures. Let us watch and learn. Were I here in my true form, I would be able to carry you all. But even were it possible to so enlarge the gate, the risk would be too great. Yeah, they took your sister, they probably want you to, dude. Not all Voidsen can fly. It stands to reason that some would be made to serve as mounts. We should be able to find a mount here. With the castle in disarray, the creatures will be hungry. Just a little ether should suffice. Are you ready? Yeah, I'm ready. Get me out of here. What kind of mount we getting? Am I going to want one?
There it is.
Hmm? It's one of those. I do want one. Oh, is she paying up Ether? Didn't think she would do that. How generous. Yo, he looks cool.
Good. It agrees to serve. Get on.
Alrighty. Not my first time riding a dragon-like thing. Probably won't be my last. Granted, this one is not my best friend. But it could be a friend. So where are we going? Oh god, those boys, huh? Remember you from Palace of the Dead. Yo, look. Remnants of what was. What are you doing here? You're supposed to be in the light area, aren't you? When did you become fucking void sent? Cheeky little shit.
What is this place?
My domain. In the beginning, it was a sanctuary for me alone. But over time, others began to gather here. Those who had nowhere else to go.
Okay. You're a good egg then, huh?
A settlement of pariahs.
Bless them.
What's that? Mortals! They're mortals!
We are. Hello. No, Mom, don't get too enticed. No. You jerk. I intend to pity you. I don't feel bad for you. Don't try and eat me. I don't want that as a man.
Not fair.
She's looking after you, isn't she? Aww.
You are under my protection here and will not be harmed. I give you my word.
Thank you. Very nice of you.
Follow me.
Follow me. I will do. Boy, how do you just watch me? As I do a follow. Zero's domain. Velcro of Troya. Gallia. Heaven. These all other things. I don't know. That's it. Okay. So they said the trial stuff has been put into the MSQ this time. So I wonder if this is like what would have been like this is the equivalent of the trial base area, because there was that little city in the last trial series, wasn't it? So I wonder if this is that. 'Tis said that a person's domain is a reflection of what abides in their heart. If true, this place may offer a glimpse into Zero's past. True. 'Tis quite a gathering of void scent. I pray one among them has the knowledge we seek. Oops, sorry, buddy. The longer one lives, the more one yearns for peace. I understand why some would sequester themselves here. This is my abode. The others won't come near, so you may be at ease. While they know their place, if tantalizing evil were to walk by, I can't guarantee they wouldn't pounce. Lovely. If it is a void sense nature to consume, their sole purpose, even if the pursuit of ether may lead to their undoing, many succumb to instinct. But any who succumb here will have to answer to me. This is my domain's one and only rule, and it is absolute. Good to know. Nowhere to run. Having given you due warning, Zero would leave you to your own devices. Consider yourselves duly warned. If you wish to go among the Void Sins here, that is your choice to make. All have fled from one master to another, but whether any of those masters in turn serve Golbez, I do not know. You must ask them yourselves. Most have traveled to your world, so it shouldn't be difficult to communicate. We shall go about making inquiries at once. Thank you for your counsel. Once we've all learned what we can, let us reconvene at Yonda Plaza. Sounds good to me, sir. You're going too, of course, in which case I shall accompany you. I wish only to observe. Do not expect me to help. No worries, then it's settled. I'm ready when you are. You to be my traveling companion. Ready, then lead the way. I leave it to you to decide with whom you speak. So is accompanying you. Okay. Yeah, it's long enough. You don't need to keep telling me that stuff, game. Was this your room? There's a bed in there. Let's go out Zero's abode. I call this my abode, but spend hardly any time here. I return only for meditation. While physical wounds can be healed by replenishing one's ether, you can't preserve your form if you lose sight of yourself. Such is the risk inherent in consuming another's soul. It dilutes your sense of self, alters you inside and out. To guard against this, I meditate, visualize who I am, in a place all my own. Cool. Although this is my domain, I don't make a habit of strolling about. 'Tis a strange feeling. Got any more talkie points? Yeah, there's one over there. Cool stuff in the background. Yo. Well, dude. I wonder who that was. Ooh, it's broken, but it's like floating in place. That's cool.
Whose likeness is this, you ask? The hero who will save the world. I'm waiting for the day when he comes. Or was it a she? I can't remember the details. I don't know how long I've been waiting, or why I even wait. Could you be the hero, perhaps? No, I don't think so. Something tells me I'll know when I meet him. Or her. I'll just have to keep waiting.
Maybe it is me. He's got the paladin weapons, which is the Warrior of Light's main weapons in the promo material for this expansion. So maybe. I wonder if we're gonna get any hints to Ukalakaloku. Oh, dude. Pretty sure that's his name. This is the heart of my domain. Normally it's deserted, but you and yours have drawn everyone out. I don't recall this statue, though. However I came to be here, I certainly didn't wish for it. Interesting, so it's new. Is that the implication there? He says he's been looking and waiting at it, though, so maybe not. I mean, if it has just got here, or if it's recent, then it probably is.
To walk around with her like that. You're her minion, then.
You know I don't take minions. He has some questions and I want you to answer them. Golbez. I don't know that one. Only Skavak. When she led us beyond the veil, I grew scared and fled. I've been here since. I don't know anyone else, nor do I wish to. That's all I can tell you.
No worries. Scatter was a powerful void sense who ruled over a vast domain. That was a long time ago, though, so I doubt she has any connection to Golbez. Maybe Golbez got rid of her. So we're here. 13 rocks. There's a lot of, seems like this must have been like a town at some point, and it like, or like an actual city, and it all just broke apart over time, and is now floating everywhere. I love how shit just floats in the air, it's cool. You got anything else to say?
I told you, I don't know anyone else, nor do I wish to. Leave me be.
Very well. Very well. Don't worry. I shall go. Hey, you alright? You're cowering. Oh, never mind. It's you. I thought it was something cowering from this angle.
Ugh, stay away from me. If you don't want to be eaten, stay away.
Now there, buddy.
Golbez, Golbez. I've heard that name before. I remember. Always speaking of a great crusade. I don't know what that is, but it sounds delicious.
A crusade, you say? From whom did you hear this?
Vrtra. He was a minion of another minion. Went on and on about the terrible things he saw.
I see. Perhaps Vrtra can tell us more.
Why did you want to know about Golbez? Do you have a crusade too?
My crusade is to win this crusade. If that counts. I can't see why it wouldn't.
You're one of the mortals, is it true? When you die over there, you really die.
It is true. Yeah.
So it is, so it is. What brings you here then?
Looking for Golbez.
Ah, yes, Golbez. He seems strong in Indians to grow his army, so I hear. But recently he stopped doing that. Instead, he devours all.
Perhaps he's gathered enough fodder and is now intent on bolstering his own strength. A sure sign that he's about to make a move. Satisfied with what you've learned? But let's step away before you become too tempting to resist.
It's normal enough for newcomers to appear, but for her to bring them herself, that's never happened before. At least not in my time.
How long you been here, mate? Times change. Yeah, for sure. 'Twas in order to strike down the cloud of darkness that my sister crossed over into the void. What befell her after she vanished into the gate? How did she become Golbez's captive? These things and more I hope to learn. Indeedy. A wolf boy over it. Hey buddy, you wanna be my mount? Pretty cool.
I'm so hungry I might die, but I can't. Not while someone's near. You're not devouring my heifer. You hear? You're not devouring my heifer.
Don't worry, I don't want your reefer, it's fine. I got plenty of my own, mate. Don't you worry none. I actually stole it and is stinny in it. Just, you know, flexing everyone with my car in this world where they have shit all. Nothing like floating my privilege. I don't see them.
Maybe I missed them elsewhere. Ooh, we can go now. Interesting. Oh, very interesting. Oh, there's a Stinian. What are they doing? They swimming? Having a bath?
If a void scent is too weak to create its own domain, it must join with others for protection. Alternatively, it might devour them in a bid to become stronger. But in doing so, risk losing its sense of self. It is an unenviable struggle.
Indeed. Very much agreed, sir. It's a cool little place. Yo, Mr. Many Eyes. We do with all those eyes, huh? What's around here? All these crystal formations look very familiar. I do believe I've seen this elsewhere. Don't mind me, Estinian, just coming through. Okay, I think we've seen everything now, we just missed your stola somewhere. Where's your other ear? No. I'm blind. Clearly. I didn't go in here. I guess there was not much reason to go in there. We've learned. Well, I'm sorry, Ishtola. I did have a look for you. But my terrible vision has meant that I have not found you. It seems the rumors of Golbez's reach even my remote domain. Fair to assume he's gathering strength for his crusade, whatever that may be. But I must say, I wouldn't have guessed that Farfarello once fought in Golbez's army. It's a miracle he survived serving an archfiend. Who's this? Who is this? I suppose I should explain. Farfarello is the weakest among us, constantly in fear of being devoured. He seldom consorts with others. The only one he's comfortable with is Kurato. He's a fellow coward who runs the instant he senses a threat, and won't stop until he's exhausted. When their hunger grows too intense, they feed on each other's ether. Such is their relationship. Oh, that's sweet. Kind of, in a creepy way, I suppose. But I ramble. You intend to seek out Farfarello, I presume? Then I'll come with you. He's less likely to hide that way. Thank you. Being very cooperative without me having to give you anything. Just saying. Meanwhile, elsewhere. Oh, these guys again. I note you have one less sigil, it seems.
Not only did the mortals conquer Troy, they defeated Scarmalione.
Damn right I did.
I struggle to believe it.
And yet here we are.
They're very small, my
Ooh,
lord.
spy.
They were aided by one of our world, who transformed Scarmalione's soul into crystal.
True. Snitch.
This one speaks of Memoria.
True.
Now there's something I've not heard for an age. It'll bring a pang of nostalgia to my breast and a tear to my eye.
Oh, he's bloody northern. I love
The
it.
very notion was an absurd.
Ooh.
Gifted ungone, drowned in darkness. As were we all.
As were we all.
And yet Scarmalione still does not answer.
Wait a minute, there's still 4 of them left, isn't there? 1, 2, 3. Oh, Is there?
Were he alive,
With
he
him.
would have returned by now.
Trial still.
Weakest though he was, his ability to regenerate was without peer.
Well, of course he was the bloody weakest.
If this account is true, if a Memoriat has survived,
Yeah, you scared, buddy. You know,
they
terrified.
cannot be suffered to live.
Yeah, good luck with that, mate.
Leave this matter to me, Lord Golgaz.
Yeah, so there's still one for each trial, right?
I, Barbaricia, shall strike down any who pose a threat to our plans.
Oh, you're next, are you?
'Tis true, you are a proven commander, well suited to leading an assault.
And when I have succeeded, I would beg a boon of you.
Well, that's how it works here, right? Favor for a favor.
What do you desire?
The dragon's ether. All that remains.
So the dragon is alive, as they are.
Insolence. Know your place.
Oh, someone's getting jelly.
With respect, my locks are free as the wind, without incentive to sway them. I know not whither they will blow.
Boldly spoken. I trust you will not disappoint me.
I think you're going to be disappointed. Or a sneaking
Upon
suspicion.
This flowing hair and my immortal soul, I will not fail.
Such flowing hair.
Then go and impress upon these interlopers the futility of defiance.
Yeah.
My lord,
I ain't scared of you, Golbez. I ain't scared of you, son. Farfellow keeps to the fringes of my domain. This way. Alright, where are I? Just the one. Okay. Good to know. The void sent here don't answer to a master. They can do as they please, but all must answer to the hunger, and seek out prey when they need either. Except Farfarello and Serato. That is, they are content to take from one another. Barring an incident, they dare not venture out. When he takes flight, Serato will not seek shelter until he's utterly spent. Farfarello, on the other hand, prefers to hide in the same place. Come. How forward of you? Alright, Farfarello, where you at, boy? Oh, you're right there. Oh, you're one of the cool looking ones. I think anything with glowy blue's cool, don't he? Oh, whatever will I do now? Serato, this is rather unexpected. Where's Farfarello? Farfarello isn't here anymore. He's left. Yes, that's right. Left? That doesn't sound like him at all. Well, he's gone, alright. What more do you want me to say? I'm out of here, bitches. And off he flees, as he is wont to do. But something about this doesn't sit well with me. What do you make of Serato's behavior? I mean, he was frightened for sure, but it seems like he always is, right? He seemed frightened. Perhaps someone had threatened him. I doubt it. Had he been threatened, we wouldn't have found him in one piece. No, he would run in circles until he could do no more. That's his nature. So he's just straight up lying then. As he says, Farfarello is gone, but that is quite unusual. As is the fact that Serato, who was clearly frightened by something, chose not to flee but instead hid here, where Farfarello usually... No. We must go to Vrtra now. Has he consumed him? I know Farfarello was our quarry, but Vrtra's behavior troubles me. We must find him. Has he accidentally just consumed a whole lot of him? I assume that would be possible, right? They're just taking each other's Vrtra every now and then. You just take a little bit too much of a bite. Vrtra, we need to talk. There's no time. The wind rises. We must flee. Oh, he knows about that. Interesting. The wind rises. What is he talking about? After him. Oh, I was planning on it. Don't you worry. You're stolen? Are you in now? Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Justinian, sir? Have fun. What's gotten into you? What do you mean the wind rises? When the wind rises, she comes. Barbarisa. Barbarisa? Who in the world is that? We must flee. All of us. There is no time. You're definitely fleeing, I'll give you that. I don't sense anything. But he seems convinced. It's a dead end beyond. We'll corner him. Come here, boy. No more running. Need to know what's up. There, buddy. We're doomed. There's nowhere to run. What are you running from? I already told you. Barbarisia, the archfiend of the wind. Archfiend, you say? We will be devoured or forced to serve, to fight in the crusade. But it makes no difference. In the end, all are eaten by her or her enemies. I didn't want to fight anymore. That's why I fled and came here. I see. That explains everything. Almost. I thought it was Farfarello who used to serve an archfiend, not you. Not you, who always ran at the first sign of trouble. You who now speaks as though you were Barbarisia's minion. There's only one explanation. He devoured Farfarello, didn't he? Yeah. I'm gonna assume it was an accident. Indeed, that would account for his uncharacteristic behavior. So, is that the way of it? Did you devour Farfarello? And not just a portion of his ether, but his entire being? How did you know? Wasn't only your behavior that felt strange? You felt strange, as if there was more than you present. Now I don't believe you would have lost control. More likely it was at Farfarello's behest. I can't hide anything from you. I admit it. Farfarello didn't leave. I hate him. Yeah, we guess, buddy. He feared Barbarisia more than anything. Hated the endless fighting. So he begged me to devour him, that he would never have to fight again. Rather than an eternity of fighting, he chose a moment of pain. For all the good it did, I can still hear his voice in my head. He's frightened. So very frightened. Oh, buddy. When you're eaten, your essence is blended with that of your devourer. And though you have no control, your consciousness is in part endures. Were this a world where the wheel of life and death still turned, the soul wouldn't linger so stubbornly. In time, it would return to the great flow. Indeed. But there's no such end here, no escape. All know this. In making his choice, Vrtra must have been desperate indeed. And now that desperation has joined with Serato's fear, driving him to act erratically. There, buddy. This place will become a battlefield. We don't want to be eaten, neither me or Vrtra. But there's nowhere to go. Nowhere. Tell me about Vrtra. I would know who it is we face. It's too late. She's as good as here. And no one can escape her winds. No one. I think she's coming. Slightly different than the voice I did. Whoops a daisy. That's interesting.
And she's brought her domain with her.
Oh.
The Archfiend's after you
That's
and yours,
convenient.
I shouldn't doubt. Perhaps you should go and find them. But be warned, whatever this is about, do not expect us to get involved.
Alright. I would not.
I can't bear it! Eaten and being eaten! I only want to be left in peace!
Oh, buddy.
You and me both.
Perhaps we can bring you into our world for a bit.
One of the Archfiend's approaches.
True.
They must have been tracking our movements.
Now they got a spy.
She's here.
I'm not scared of you. You're very pretty. I'll give you that. Also very naked. Well, there's some clothes on there. Yeah, you definitely altered them, huh?
Excellent. You've saved me the trouble of traveling to Troya.
Oh, you're welcome.
So you're Vrtra.
Vrtra. That's not what I've been saying.
Mind your manners, mortal. My name is not to be spoken, save in reverence and fear.
I'm terribly sorry, Vrtra. I didn't mean to say your name, of which is Vrtra.
And what is this pitiful domain?
What do you mean pitiful? It's fucking awesome. It's lovely, it's wonderful. They're nice people. Nice voice.
Pitiful wretches all. I will put you out of your misery.
No, I don't think you will. I will not allow it. Okay, I'm not stopping it, apparently. That's unfortunate. Oh, you bastard. If we put her in that crystal, does that mean that Aoife's, they're not going to be returned either? They'll be trapped in there too?
Alas, poor Scarmiglione. And good riddance. Felled by outsiders in pursuit of what? Pray tell?
None of your business.
A dragon. One who crossed to this world
Alright.
thousands of years ago. Know you aught of it?
She does,
A
unfortunately.
dragon, you say?
It's her reward.
Huh. My Lord Golbez is more clever than I realized. To let the prize live, that it might lure more prey to us.
I'm not sure that was his intent.
Very well. In gratitude and service, I shall devour every last mote of their souls.
Oh, gee, thank you.
Where is she? Where is Ashdaya?
Huh. You even share its scent. How curious. And irresistible.
You keep your hands off my boy. Agreed.
If you think us easy prey, you're wrong.
Also true.
Unlike Scarmiglione, I need not skulk in shadow to claim what is mine.
Alright, bring it.
If you would know about the dragon you seek, then enter into my domain.
I'm a coming.
You may flee instead if you wish, if the fate of the sorry lot here is of no concern to you. One way or another.
Hey, buddy. Calm
I
down,
will
buddy.
have satisfaction.
I will protect you, sir. Gonna be honest, I like her. She's cool.
What's the plan then?
I'm gonna go kick her ass. We go, we'd be playing into our hands. Yeah, but what else would we do? I suppose we are usually quite cautious, so if we go, we'd be playing into our hands.
Aye, that we would. Even so, we don't have any intention of turning tail now, do we?
Of course not, buddy. Gotta protect the people here.
We find her and get our answers. Will you be joining us, Zero?
She said no, but she did just threaten your place, so maybe a change of heart.
You may be easily goaded into accepting her challenge, but my curiosity is not so insatiable as to cloud my judgment.
Yeah, but we're doing this to protect your realm, and therefore you owe us in return, right?
Nevertheless, if you are desperate for my aid, you know my price.
Nah. Protecting your realm, you owe us. Yep. Come on.
I shall pay it.
No, 5-header. This is not
So
very
long as you
5-header.
leave me strength enough to see my sister home, you may take as much as you wish. And lest you forget, mine is no ordinary ether. Barbariccia too recognized its potency.
So does this affect Vrtra, though, or is it just the Simulacrum? I assume since they recognize it, it would
Very
affect
well.
Vrtra.
We have a bargain.
I'm not sure that it's a good idea. If we're going into a trial right now, you're not going to be able to come anyway. I'm going to be with a bunch of randomers. We'll see. What little I learned in your absence did not pertain to the Archfiends. That discussion can wait until we've tended Barbariccia. Like, there's 5 of us. That's not enough for a trial party. I'm assuming there's no NPC thing happening here. So, I don't know that we need it, to be honest. Just you wait, Barbariccia. I will have answers from you yet. I have no intention of demanding anyone's ether until afterwards. Weakening you now would only reduce my chances of getting paid. I mean, that's smart. The less time we give the enemy to prepare, the better. If everyone is ready, then let us set forth. Indeed, and yet, my heart weighs heavy for those Barbariccia struck down. Were it not for us, she would not have come here. You should require a moment, Zero. For what? Barbariccia took what she could. She was wise to strike quickly, as we would be. Agreed. There is no time for sentiment. Only the battle matters now. Does Estinian have a bit of a thing for Zero? Kind of feel like he does. Skill speed. You got a little bit of a crush, buddy. Good for you, sir. Skarmoane possesses the power of regeneration. Let us see what Vrtra can do with her winds. The wind rises. Zero has a word of warning before you go to face Vrtra. A word of warning. Vrtra spoke as if she would give us answers if we were to defeat her. But even assuming she'll talk, which I doubt, I trust I needn't tell you how foolish it is to give an archfiend a second chance. Best to seal her away at the earliest opportunity. I'm an idiot. We need her to seal her away, right? Okay. Deal. Good deal. I take it back. If you wish to peer into the past, the Memoria will suffice. Did she say it required a mortal to do that, though? So we could instead exchange Aoife for her to teach us how to do it. I can't wield the power at will. Well then, you had better hope it favors you when the time comes. Rest assured, this won't be our last opportunity to learn about Asjaya. If another Archfiend were to fall, Golbez would surely be compelled to respond. We need only wait for our quarry to come to us. Indeed, if our struggles with Skarmoane taught us aught, 'tis that we must hold nothing back when facing an Archfiend. Archfiend. Let us heed Zero's advice and seal her away at the earliest opportunity to Miss Dragon Age. If we're all in agreement, then let us be off. We travel by Nishroch. You know, for someone who doesn't believe in names, you sure give this boy a name pretty quick. Travel to Vrtra's domain. Unless that's that species name. Maybe. Oh, this looks cool. A fucking bee. A wasp.
You're not the only ones who can ride the wind.
Indeedy. Go on, Estinian. Can't help himself, can he? Impressive. She is not to be outdone. One day, I will get to do cool shit like this. In a cutscene. But it will not be this day, apparently.
Leave these ones to us.
You go deal with the big thing. Yeah. Who would have seen that coming? Hi. So this is all her hair she was talking about, I guess. Lovely. Ooh. Alright, we're bringing out our buddies. It still works then, that's good. Well, I suppose it was our magic, right? Well, it's theirs. So it makes sense it would still work. It's tied to the now. Directly. Storm's Crown! Alright, this will be interesting. Am I ready for new mechanics? I guess I'm going to have to be.